Now, if you're very close to the ring, strict muscle up like this, I'm going to show you how this band can help you to get across the line. But before I can show you how to use the band for the muscle up, let's first check you've got the prerequisites so you'll be fully ready for this type of drill. Our dips should be nice and comfortable on the rings. You should be able to go down to a depth where your bicep and shoulder touches the ring, and then you go all the way back up to your support position. 3 to 5 repetitions comfortably is a good place to be. We should have a good understanding of the false grip in terms of how we set it up, how we hold the ring, and then good conditioning and strength using it. So if you're new to the false grip, I'm putting this part of my wrist on the ring, so there, and then I'm cupping the hand on top. So look, my hand is on top of the ring, even though my arm is underneath it. And then false grip ring rows, so having the chest touch the hand at the top, go all the way down, turn the rings out so your arms can go straight without losing the false grip, and come back again. Should be comfortable for repetitions. Same for false grip chin up, so at the top of the movement we want to have that strong false grip, chest touching the ring, go all the way down to the bottom and then back up again. We should have a great understanding of the pathway of the transition specifically. So the bottom of the dip comes to here, the top of the false grip chin up comes to here. The transition is between those 2 points. So bottom of the dip to top of the chin up and back again. Now notice that I'm keeping very close to the rings. My hands are tracing the line of my pecs as I come through. I'm looking down in the bottom of the dip, and then I'm looking up. My chest is proud at the top of the chin up. So it comes from this point to this point. A big mistake is starting the transition too early and we start looking like this. What we want to do is come all the way up to here, through the rings, on top of the rings. So understanding that pathway is super important, and for a lot of people that means a few thousand repetitions of this. And then my favorite when it comes to learning calisthenics skills is having a very controlled eccentric, so down movement, which again shows that we understand the full pathway, but also shows any gaps in the movement. If we're dropping anywhere, that's the gap we need to fill. So the eccentric muscle up is in your top support position, slowly coming down to the bottom of your dip, through the transition into the false grip chin up, and back down to the bottom. Once we have a tick for each of those, grab yourselves a band. This is a standard band you'll find in most CrossFit gyms or normal gyms. It's a medium thickness. I'm going to tie it on by looping it through on one side. The other side is just going to be held on by this hand. Now the tricky part here is it can get in the way of the false grip, so you might have to mess around to try and find a comfortable setup where there's space for your wrist and the band to be. I've seen some people put it up on the strap itself, which obviously makes the band a bit shorter as well, but I prefer it down here. Then I'm just going to put the band around me so it goes just underneath my butt, pull enough through so I've got enough purchase on this side. Make sure I've got a strong false grip, and then I'm just going to have a little bounce off the band and get used to that feeling of it pulling me straight up or pushing me straight up. You want the movement to go up and over the ring. So you can start with quite a bit of momentum to start with. So going down, bounce, pull over into the bottom of the dip, and you can go back again. Have a little rest and then do the same thing, but just use a little bit less bounce and just have the spring off the band. So I'm going to sit into the band first, let it pull me down, and then up and over. Now if you struggle with it, it's worth videoing from the side and then just checking your timing is correct. So you might be pulling too early or just be bouncing in the wrong direction. So video yourself, see what's happening. You could try a thicker band, but if you do need a thicker band than this, I'd probably recommend that you refine the other movements. Make sure your eccentric is really controlled and slow, and that you've done enough work on those transitions. But if it's working nicely, then just slow it right down and hardly use any bounce and see if you can get through. And if you're getting it quite nicely, I'd probably then just alternate it between attempts without the band, attempts with. Now the band is a fun muscle up drill. It doesn't work for everyone to get them across the line. So if you're still struggling with your muscle up, check out this video where it goes through some other variations. If you're after more help with your training, check out my app, link is down in the description, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Thanks guys.